So every so often I like to ask you guys what exactly are videos that you would like to see. Well, I got a lot I'm planning right now. I said, do you want barbecue? Do you want keto? Do you want product review? You want lazy man? And a lot of you said, barbecue, because obviously we're getting into barbecue season, but a lot of you said product reviews. So this is a product review. I've got another product review over there. I got another one over there. I got a slew of product reviews. I got a bunch of lazy man. Saturday I'm filming barbecue. There's a lot going on here. I'm excited. Okay, so come on close and I'll show you. Well, I'll just tell you about it right from here. All right, but I'll show it up to you up close so you can see what they look like. All right, so this is a set of knives. Nicely packed. I mean, not fancy packaging. But if they work and there's no complaints, who cares if they come in tissue paper? I don't care. As long as you're protected, and these got all the little tips to protect you from cutting yourself. You guys remember I was at Wingstop and I saw this on TV. It was as seen on TV. Yes, it was. And it was, let's talk about these knives. These knives are only, look, I'm all scraping up my cutting board. These knives are only $30. 6 knives, and probably all you need in the kitchen for $30. I'm not going to go on record saying these are great yet because we haven't tested them out. We're going to cut a bunch of stuff. But I will say, if this is good, this is a great starter set. Great starter set. Kind of like the Miracle Blades. You remember that Miracle Blades video I did years ago? That was so much fun. That's when we started chopping the pineapple. Yes, we will use the chef knife to slice the pineapple. And I got the pineapple right there. So we're all ready. You guys ready to get it on? Let's do it. Come on in close. I'll show you. Now first, let's talk about the company, Granitstone. You guys are like, I've heard that name. That's because they do frying pans, kind of like The Rock. They do a kind of a rocky, kind of a skillet that nothing sticks to it. It's, from what I've used this brand, this is as good as The Rock. I prefer The Rock, just my personal preference, but I have a Granitstone behind me, all right? So Granitstone finally came out with their set of knives. Let's take a look at these. These are high-grade stainless steel blades, non-stick blade surfaces, dishwasher. That's huge. I always do my knives. I never do them in the dishwasher. Whether the dishwasher's safe or not, I don't recommend. I say you clean them by hand, you dry them by hand, you put them away right away, and you put them on a magnetic strip or something. I do the same thing with my cookware, okay? So let's take a look at the set here we got, all right? So we've got, this looks like this is just a paring knife. This one right here, that's a paring knife. This one here, anything longer than a paring knife, but not really long enough to be a chef knife. It's kind of a smaller. This is an all-purpose utility knife. You use it to open packages, cut tape, that kind of stuff. That's what I use it for. This one's kind of interesting. Some people will call this the Santoku, okay? And you're wondering, why does this one have holes? Okay, a lot of them, Santokus, will have divots, little indentations. That's so things don't stick to the knife when you cut it, like cheese. So this is a great knife for cheese, great knife for sausage. We're going to use to cut this sausage, and we're going to make sure that nothing sticks. This is supposed to allow nothing to stick to the knife, and it will allow it to fall naturally, okay? This one here, if it's thinner than a chef knife and it's long like a chef knife, that's usually called a slicing knife. This is good for when you're slicing Thanksgiving turkey. This is good when chicken, you got a lot of slicing, usually your meats, like a pork tenderloin, that kind of stuff, all right? Now this one, when you get a long one with serrated, okay? I love straight edge, but this is serrated. I mean, most bread knives, I can't say all because I haven't seen them all, but this is a bread knife. This is beautiful for cutting tomatoes. So we got some tomatoes we're gonna cut this with, okay? You'd be surprised how good a bread knife is on tomatoes. This is great for cutting bread too, by the way. All right, so this baby obviously is the chef knife, all right? And that's probably either 8.5. I don't think it's 10. It might be 10 inches. I don't know. It may be a 10-inch chef knife. I'll have to measure it. But anyway, that's the whole set. That was only $30. It's strong enough to withstand dishwasher according to them, but I don't recommend it. But that's pretty good. Once again, let's get this open. Let's try it out. See how these things cut. Okay, got another comment. I finally found out what they name each of these because obviously on the back they got the definitions. I completely disagree with them. So some of you may get this set and go, that's not what Jack said. They're calling this a Santoku. This isn't a Santoku. This is a little bit bigger probably would be it. Let me get you one. Hold on. Where's my Santoku? All right. Okay, that's a Santoku knife. Bring this over, okay? That's what a Santoku looks like. That's the shape of it. That's just the way it looks. See the divots? Prevents cheese from sticking to it. So I'm way confused. They're calling this the Santoku. That's a chef knife. They're calling this the chef knife. It's an ultralight chef knife, they're calling it. I disagree. What else? Slicer, paring knife, utility knife, bread knife. Yeah, everything else I said. But these two, this is the chef knife. I don't know why they're calling it a Santoku. Because a Santoku has that rounded front on every one I've ever seen. So, I mean, maybe I'm wrong, but I think I'm pretty spot on this one. Okay? So let's put that one back. And basically, this is how this is still all you need for the kitchen, okay? All right, let's crack this open and try it out. All right, guys. Looking at these knives here, I have to tell you, they're impressive. I mean, literally, I can see the edge on this knife. There's a cut edge on that. But this handle's what's blowing me away. This handle is kind of like rubbery. It's secure. The weight of this knife feels great. I absolutely love it. I'm very impressed just by opening the package. I haven't even tried them yet. So let's put that down. Let's see what this one. Yeah, and that blade's in there solid. It's not flimsy, not gonna come out. The spine's not gonna slide out of the handle. It looks great. Great grip, great weight. So far everything's great. Not amazing. I know you guys always hear me say amazing, but we're talking great now. All right, let's get that in there. We're gonna try each and every one of them. There we go. Carefully, take your time when you open these packages because you are working with sharp blades, hopefully. We'll find out in a minute. Take all the tips off and throw them out, get them out of your way. This all looks really good. I'm excited. There we go. They're all pointing the right way. There you can see the Granitstone logo on each and every one. So far, so good, guys. All right, let's give it the test. I always use the paring knife as a utility knife to open packages. So I never required a utility knife because this was an all-purpose. Because I don't peel this is for like peeling the skin off apples or pears or whatever. So first thing you got to do with these, you got to cut the ends off. So we're just gonna because the ends are kind of overripe or bad, you don't want it. And then the root end you want to cut off also. Wow, goes through with no trouble, no trouble at all. All right, let's cut some slices now. It doesn't go all the way through. That's a bummer. Let's try it again. Oh, yeah. Goes all the way through, no problem. With all of them, except that first cut. All right, paring knife works great. Let's use the utility knife. Oh, yeah. Here we go on the bread knife. Okay, we're going to use the bread knife really quick. And I always say the best thing for a bread knife is slicing tomatoes. So let's try it out right now. It's supposed to be really thin. Yep. Does a great job. Always does. These are overripe tomatoes. They're like really soft. I'm probably crushing with my hand. But as you can see, make some great thin slices. I'm telling you guys, so far so good. This is great. Let's use the slicer to slice open our sausage. Nice and sharp. Look at that. Get right through. All right, here we go. Nice. Now, onions have been difficult for because of my bad hand. A lot of you don't know. About 3 years ago, I had a stroke, which affected my bad hand, which I can now use more than I ever have. But I don't want to be near blades with it. So, just want to show you how I cut an onion with one hand. You ready? This is how I cut an onion with one hand. We're going to use what I'm calling the chef knife. They're calling it something else. Okay. I do that. Then you got the root end here, and you got the tip end here on both of them, and you just cut those off. Okay. To cut the onion, cut it in sections. Now, I couldn't do this if this knife sucked, but this knife doesn't suck. This knife's really good. So then I just take the onion sideways and do more cuts. And that's it. That's how I cut onions with one hand right there. Okay, guys. I have here, I think it's Widmer's Cheese Cellars. This is from Wisconsin. It's called brick cheese. Somehow in the making of cheese, they use bricks from the 1800s. It's very, very cool, the whole method of making this brick cheese. And my buddy Rob got me one of these as a gift. And I thank you, Rob, very much. He's a good friend, and I'm excited to try this out. So let's give it a cut. I expect this knife, which they call the Santoku, which I don't, to be a better cheese knife because it's got the holes and the cheese won't stick on the side. Okay, guys, I have here, I think it's Widmer's Cheese Cellars. This is from Wisconsin. It's called brick cheese. Somehow in the making of cheese, they use bricks from the 1800s. It's very, very cool, the whole method of making this brick cheese. And my buddy Rob got me one of these as a gift. And I thank you, Rob, very much. He's a good friend, and I'm excited to try this out. So let's give it a cut. I expect this knife, which they call the Santoku, which I don't, to be a better cheese knife because it's got the holes and the cheese won't stick on the side. So let's give it a try. Another method I use for cutting is to stab one end, grab it with my hand because I can, and hold it. Hold on to it while I cut with the other one. Just presses right through. Wow. Doesn't require going back and forth, but sometimes you got to get through the plastic. There we go. Going right through. Nice. Look at that. Alright guys, this is my favorite part of every knife review. I don't know what, I guess Miracle Blades, like I said earlier, that's what started this whole slicing, because they sliced the pineapple in midair, so I put pineapples in midair and I slice them with their knife, and if it goes through, it's even more of a success. Are you ready? Alright, here we go. 1, 2. Oh! Didn't go through. My pots are gonna fall. Okay, we're gonna try the slicer knife. See if we can go through it. Okay, ready? 1, 2. Okay, the slicer knife worked, but that chef knife didn't. So there you go. We still keep the trend going. It sliced through. This one went through very easy. So I don't know if that doesn't have the same type of an edge this one does. All that matters is we cut the pineapple. That's so much fun. All right, guys, check this set out. I highly recommend it. Even if you can't cut pineapples in midair with every one of them, the blades, this one did it. Congratulations. Granitstone, you not only have good cookware, you now have good knives. Guys, listen to me. $30. Wedding presents, Christmas gifts, birthday presents, Mother's Day, Father's Day, whatever. This is one of the greatest values I've seen in a long time. $30. You won't be disappointed.